Welcome to Philosophical Motivation, where we share stories with you that are creepy, horrifying, amazing, and inspiring. Today we're going to share with you two unbelievable and horrifying stories of perseverance and survival. If you like our videos and want to hear more, then don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit the bell notification to get alerted whenever we drop new content. Feel free to make comments and suggestions on other stories you'd like to hear. Let's get started. Our first amazing story today is the story of Aron Ralston. Aron Ralston was an experienced hiker and climber who loved exploring the remote canyons of Utah. In April 2003, he set out on a solo canyoneering trip in Blue John Canyon, a rugged and remote wilderness area in southern Utah. On the second day of his trip, Ralston was exploring a narrow slot canyon when disaster struck. A boulder, weighing more than 800 pounds, dislodged and fell on his right arm, pinning him against the canyon wall. Ralston tried to free himself, but the boulder was too heavy and his efforts were futile. For the next 5 days, Ralston was trapped in the canyon with no means of escape. He had limited food and water, and his arm was trapped in such a way that he couldn't reach his backpack, which contained a first aid kit and other supplies. Ralston spent his first day and night trying to chip away at the boulder with a dull pocket knife, hoping to free his arm. But the knife was no match for the solid rock, and he made little progress. Over the next few days, Ralston's physical and mental condition deteriorated rapidly. He became dehydrated, delirious, and despondent. On the fourth day, Ralston realized that he had only one option left if he wanted to survive. With no other means of escape, he decided to amputate his right arm below the elbow. He used the knife to break his bones, then cut through his flesh and tendons. The entire process took more than an hour, and it was excruciatingly painful. After amputating his arm, Ralston was able to free himself from the boulder. He then rappelled down a 65-foot cliff and hiked 6 miles before encountering a family who helped him and alerted authorities. He was eventually rescued by a helicopter and taken to a hospital. Aron Ralston's survival story is both horrifying and amazing. It's horrifying to imagine being trapped in a canyon for 5 days with no means of escape, and then having to resort to self-amputation to survive. But it's also amazing to consider the courage and resilience that Ralston demonstrated in the face of such a dire situation. His story has inspired countless people to persevere in the face of adversity and to never give up hope, no matter how hopeless the situation may seem. Our second amazing story today is the story of Julianne Koepke. In December 1987, Julianne Koepke was traveling with her mother on a flight from Lima to Pucallpa in Peru. Julianne was 17 years old at the time and the daughter of German biologists who had been conducting research in the Peruvian rainforest. Mid-flight, the plane was struck by lightning, causing it to break apart in the air. Julianne found herself falling 10,000 feet to the ground, still strapped to her seat. Miraculously, she survived the fall, landing in the dense Amazon rainforest. Julianne suffered numerous injuries from the fall, including a broken collarbone, a gash on her arm, and multiple cuts and bruises. But despite her injuries and disorientation, she realized that she was the only survivor of the crash. Her mother and 91 other passengers and crew members had all perished. Julianne managed to crawl out of the wreckage and into the rainforest. She found a bag of candy and a bottle of water, but it was clear that she would need to find help if she was going to survive. Over the next several days, Julianne wandered through the jungle, searching for help. She had little food or water, and was plagued by mosquitoes, ants, and other insects. She also had to contend with poisonous snakes and other dangerous wildlife. Despite these obstacles, Julianne never gave up hope of being rescued. She knew that her father would be searching for her, and she believed that she would eventually be found. After 10 days in the jungle, Julianne stumbled upon a boat on a riverbank. The boat's occupants took her to a nearby village, where she was eventually reunited with her father, who had been searching for her since the crash. Julianne's survival in the Peruvian rainforest is a remarkable story of resilience and courage. Despite incredible odds and unimaginable hardship, she never lost hope and ultimately triumphed over the elements. Thanks for listening. If you want to hear more, don't forget to like and subscribe. We upload 2 long-form videos every week on Wednesday and Sunday. If you want to hear something that interests you, drop it down in the comments section. Thanks again for listening, and remember, be safe out there.